Have you ever had the experience where you see your partner upset and so you come in to help and you want to offer some sort of a solution, but somehow it only makes things worse? And not only were they upset now about whatever was bothering them, but now they're also upset at you. And you're standing there going, what just happened? I thought I was trying to be helpful. I thought I was trying to be supportive. And now I'm in trouble. If that sounds familiar, so you're not alone. You're not even doing anything wrong. It's just skipping one really, really important step that most people don't know about. Imagine you walk in the door at the end of a long day and you see your spouse sighing, they're feeling down. And of course, because you care, you're coming over and saying, hey, what's going on? And they say, well, I just got off the phone with my mother and she's criticizing me and she's telling me I'm not a good parent and that I'm ruining our kids and she's making me so upset. So of course, because you love your partner, you look at them and you say, man, that is not okay. You should stop picking up the phone when they call, or you should tell her that if she can't respect you and your boundaries, then she's not welcome to visit anymore. And as you're saying these words, your partner just walks off and says, forget it. Like, you're not helping. And you're saying, wait, what did I do? Why are you upset with me? I'm trying to help. And that impulse comes from love, but really your partner was not looking for a solution. They were really looking to feel understood. And whenever we skip past the emotion and we jump right to the fixing, the problem solving, we're actually making things a lot worse because we're leaving our partner feel either broken, like, hey, something's wrong with you and you need me to fix you, or we're leaving them feeling alone. Not that I'm on your side, but I'm stepping back and telling you what's wrong. What if we were just to take a time out? Freeze frame and go back to that moment right before you open your mouth and share the advice, right? Option A is easy. That's the only way. I'm just going to give a solution. I'll share some advice, but we know that's not really going to work. So let's look now on the other side. Let's look at option B, where you stop to hear their pain. But instead of trying to solve the issue, instead of trying to come up with advice, instead of trying to give some sort of a solution like you do in option A, what if you just stop to hear their emotion and you say, I see you. I'm with you. You're not alone here. They feel supported. And it's from that place that a couple can feel connected. And that's where they can start to work on a solution together. You walk into a doctor's office and say, Doc, I've been having this pain on my side and it's really bugging me. And he says, okay, no problem, here, take this prescription. Next, you would kind of stop and say, wait, what just happened? You didn't look at me, you didn't listen to me, and you didn't ask questions, no examination. So when we do the same thing in a relationship, partner comes in pain and we just say, hey, here's the solution. And we just sort of slide that prescription across the table and say, next. What we're basically doing is invalidating the depth and complexity to the emotions that they're carrying. Instead, think about what it would be like to go to the doctor who says, okay, how long has this been going on? And what does it feel like? And what makes it worse? And how can I be helpful? That's the same parallel that we want to bring into a relationship. Not to just say, here's the solution, let me diagnose the problem, but to look at option B. And option B is to say, I'm on your side. I want to understand it with you. And the more I understand your emotions, so then together we're going to work on coming up with a solution. So here's what's cool. The research actually tells us that the really happy, successful couples are the ones who spend a majority of their time in this dialogue, this state of really going into the hard conversations, but putting most of the time focused on emotions. So in other words, instead of going to the problem solving, let's say they spend 90% of their time just understanding the emotion, understanding the experience, validating each other's pain, not fixing, not solving, just making sure that the other person feels heard. And then at the end, that last 10% of the equation, they can go into some problem solving. So let that sink in. It's what I call the 90-10 rule. Most couples, they do the opposite. They actually spend 90% of their time trying to fix the problem, trying to convince the other person what they're missing and how this solution will make everything better. Even if it's completely apparent and obvious to them, the problem is jumping to that 10% and trying to fix it without spending all that extra time trying to understand and show I'm with you and I understand you and I'm connected to you. Right? It completely misses the point. When you work together, when you spend that time, you invest in the emotional part. So what happens is it says we're a team, we're connected. So then you can't have one person wins and one person loses, or one person's happy and the other one's upset, because you're in it together. So you ask curious questions. Right? How do you feel about this? How's it impacting you? Can you tell me more? Going deeper into the emotion, that's going to be what solves the moment. It may not solve the entire problem, but it brings that connection. And from the point of connection, problem solving is going to become so much easier. So what does this look like in our scenario? So option A was you jump to the 10%, but option B, where you stay in the 90 and you say, oh gosh, I'm so sorry. It sounds horrible. It sounds really painful. What did she say to you? How are you holding up? You're not agreeing or disagreeing. You're not taking sides. You're not trying to diagnose it. You're just saying, oh man, I am with you. You are not alone. You are important to me. Your feelings are important to me. I want to understand your feelings. That's how important you are to me. When you stay in the 90%, that's when your partner feels truly heard. And they'll often come to a solution on their own, or sometimes it's fascinating. They might just say something like, I don't really need a solution. I actually feel better just having gotten it off my chest. When you can become that safe, calm, loving presence to just allow your partner to share, suddenly they might just feel better because they know that they're not alone. So here's one quick takeaway. Next time your partner is upset about something, whether it's about their mother, whether it's about work or the kids or finances or the weather, whatever the issue is, just pause before you offer a solution. Instead, try offering empathy. Stay in it with them. Be curious. Ask questions that show I'm on your side. I'm with you. Open-ended questions, curious questions. And the 10%, that last problem-solving piece, it will take care of itself. And even if it doesn't, at least you know you're really much more connected. And if you're ever not sure what your partner needs from you, here's a little cheat code. You can ask them, would you like me to listen? I'm happy to be here and just talk. Or if you want, we can put our heads together and try to come up with some solutions. Trust that you can put that question out there and figure out how you can be the biggest support. This one shift changes the whole conversation. It goes from you seem broken and I have to fix you to, hey, I care about you and you're not alone and I'm always going to be with you. So go ahead and try it. If you've ever been in this situation, please feel free to leave a comment below. I'd love to hear your experiences. I'll also drop the link to Couples Conversations so that if you'd like to grab some additional resources, we have books and courses and videos all designed to help you strengthen your relationship. Keep connecting. I look forward to seeing you in the next one.